Good morning, class. Your instructor here. I want to show you some things that will help you on the video or the quiz and the homework that I didn't get a chance this week. I've been really busy, but I want to talk about dice. So I've got these dice or die. Let's call them fair die. And the reason I call them fair die is because if I roll this fair die, it has 6 sides, and there's an equal chance that it will land on either of the 6 sides. It does, there's no higher probability or higher chance that it will land on a 1 or a 6 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or 5. So let's imagine in our minds that we have these die or dice. We'll call them dice. And we know that instead of 3 sides, there's 6 sides to this. So when I have 2, I will call them dice. So I'll try to make a better cube this time. And that's not much better, but I have 2 dice. Now, for this one, if I predict that when I roll it, I get a 3, there's only 1 3 on this particular die, and there's a 3 on this particular die. So if I have 2 dice and I throw them, that doubles the probability that I could get a 3 or a 2 or a 4 or a 5 or so on. So there's 6 sides with different numbers on each side. So there's a 1 in 6% chance that this will land on a particular number. And there's a 1 in 6% chance that it will land on this number. So if I multiply 6 times 6 with my trusty calculator, I should get a number that resembles the number of chances that you could get if you throw 2 dice. So 6 times 6 is 36. Now I'm going to illustrate this with a table or a matrix. So I'm going to have this little matrix that I'm going to draw here. I'm going to put a plus sign here. You can do this both ways. So I'm going to have 6 sides of the dice for this particular die, and I'm going to have 6 sides of the die on this scale. So we'll go ahead and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 different numbers for 1 die. We can put die 1 and die 2 over here. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add. I can go ahead and multiply these 2 numbers together, and that gives me 6 times 6 is equal to 36. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm just going to add instead of multiply. So 1 plus 1 is what? It's 2, right? Yeah, of course it is. So 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. 6, 7. Everyone should agree with me on that. Now if I take 2 plus 1, it's 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 2 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 6 plus 1 is 7, 6 plus 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now I've got me a neat little matrix here that has all the possibilities. So if I count these, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So there's 36. I've got an n that equals 36. Same thing as I did over here when I multiplied how many possible outcomes there are for die 1 and multiply that by die 2, I get the same thing. So now I have all the possible outcomes here. So I can go ahead and say, well, I know how many chances there are to roll a 7. So if I said, what is the probability of rolling a 7? Well, now I've got all the possibilities of 7. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 6 over 36, and I can break that down, but I'll just do it on my calculator. 6 divided by 36 is 17. So there's a 17% chance. I just take 6 and divide it by 36, and I'll get a decimal of 0.17, which is 17%. So there's a 17% probability that if I roll 2 die, that it will turn out to be a 7. Now let's take the number 10. So I have 10. What is the probability of rolling a 10 with 2 dice? Well, I've got 10, 10, and 10. So I got 3. So it'd be 3 over 36. When I calculate that, 3 divided by 36, I get 0.08 or 8%. So there's an 8% probability that I will roll a 10. And here they are. So that's just a neat little way to look at probabilities. I'm going to add a couple more videos from a instructor that does a really good job with probabilities, probably does a better job than I do. So instead of me fumbling around with it, I'm going to let him do it. I really like his videos, so I'm going to add those to this. So that's dice, and we're going to look at his videos on probabilities, and if you get that, you'll have a really good understanding of probabilities. So I'm going to segue into a new part of the video.